Namaste, people. Welcome to the show It's a Dream. I'm your host Pooja R V. This podcast was created as a part of Podcast Lab by India Film Project in association with Anchor by Spotify. Today, I will tell a story about the founder and CEO of Ecokaari, that is Mr. Nandan Bhat. He is basically from Kashmir, now based in Pune. Growing up in a place like Kashmir, he was fond of mountains, trekking, and nature. So during weekends and holidays, he used to go for trekking, where he found various single use plastics lying around and polluting the serene beauty of mountains. So that is when he thought of addressing this issue and thus started Ecokaari. This company creates various fashion accessories like handbag, clutches, recycled seed pencils and much more using single-use waste plastic wrappers. Welcome to the show, sir.
Hi, good morning. Thank you. Thanks for calling me, Pooja.
Thank you, sir. It's my
Yes.
pleasure. Can you briefly tell us about Ecokaari?
Okay. About Ecokaari, if you see, these are a combination of two words, eco and kari. So
Right.
eco has been taken from the eco-friendly word, and kari has been taken from the karigar, the artisans. So these are the two basic missions which we work on. So the first one is conserving the environment, which we do by upcycling single-use plastic bags, biscuit packets, chips packets, gift wrappers. Now we also use audio and video cassettes. The second part of the mission is to enable livelihoods for women and youth who are from the humble background. So that's what EcoCar is all about. Now, as a process, what we do that we have tied up with a couple of NGOs from Pune, so who work with waste pickers. So they collect waste across the city, and then it's segregated into the multiple paths. So we only take that single-use waste plastic bags from them. The other part of the sourcing of waste plastic is that we get a lot of donations across India. So we do a lot of awareness programs with schools, college, companies, and across. So we do get a lot of plastic donations. For example, you are at your home and you keep those plastic bags and biscuit packets at your home. Once they become sizable, you can ship it down to us, and then we upcycle them into beautiful products. The third one is that we have tied up with a couple of food manufacturers, so who give us their waste. So the factory waste is also coming to us. Then at the end of the day, if there is any requirement of particular color or all that, then we take it from those wholesalers of the Radliwala wholesalers who are across the city.
Okay.
Once the waste comes to the unit, the first thing which we do here is these are washed, sanitized, and then dried under the sun. The complete process is manual. There's no machine being used, no extra energy being consumed. So we sort them color-wise. So the original color of the plastic bag is used in the final color paletting. So once these are sorted, we cut them using a pair of scissors into long strips. And these strips are then rolled onto charka and then woven on a handloom to get the fabric out of it. And then we have designers who work on the fabric to make these beautiful products, which you can see on our website.
Yeah,
So that's
sir.
what we do in Ecokaari.
Okay. Sir, one thing I want to know, like as you mentioned that you like clean all those things and they are woven on charaka. So how do they like each fabric
They are
is how
rolled
they?
on charka and woven on handloom.
Oh,
So
sorry.
they're not woven
Okay.
on charka, so they're woven on handloom. Yeah.
Okay. So how do they connect those fabrics, like one to other? Like.
So we sometimes keep them open. So on rolling onto the charka, they are kept open. And sometimes if it is completely essential for us to join them, then we use a little bit of those adhesives or the sellotapes, the transparent tapes
Okay.
to join them to make a continuous thread out of it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so it was great knowing all the like regarding brand Ecokaari. So I want to ask you one thing, that you had nice earning job and all, and you were having a better future with that also. So what triggered you to change, like to make a shift from being a corporate employee to being an entrepreneur? So can you tell us the brief journey how it happened?
As you actually mentioned in my introduction, I'm actually from the Kashmir. So I'm born in Kashmir. Then we moved out from the Kashmir in 90s due to the militancy in that part of the.
Right.
Uh, so I was always in middle of the environment. Then I did my education from Mumbai, B production, and then shifted to Pune for my masters. So I was fortunate enough to have friends who were into trekking and all that, into Sahyadris as well as into Himalayas also. So over the period of time, what we saw that these trek points are actually getting degraded, and a lot of uh, trekkers are less, and now the tourists are going into those weekend gateways. So they dump a lot of plastic into these locations. You can see that plastic bottles and glass bottles, they still have some commercial value.
Yeah.
So the waste pickers pick it from anywhere. But single-use waste plastic bags, biscuit packets, chips packets, nobody pays them anything to the waste pickers. And there's other issue that weight to volume ratio of these plastic bags is heavy, which means if you completely fill one bag of those gunny bags from the plastic bags, the weight will be hardly 2 to 3 kgs. And in the plastic industry, they pay them through weight.
Okay.
So nobody picks it from those locations. So that was the point where we thought that can we do something with these things. And I was fortunate enough to get into uh, this project is not started by me, so it was already being done. But fortunate enough that I had been exposed to these kind of environments where I could try it out and take a risk of moving out from the job.
Yeah, it's good to know like your journey from being an employee, corporate
Yes,
field to doing something in
exactly.
entrepreneurship. Yeah. Okay. And sir, you told that you will manufacture all the fashion accessories, like it may be handbags and all those things. So
Yes.
I want to know is that what is the like end of life of that object? Like once the products come into the market, so there will be a certain time after which they have to like they go to the landfills again.
Be
So
discarded.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to know the afterlife. What happens to that product?
So as an organization, we have worked on to this. So the first thing is that we give lifetime warranty for the product. So if anything
Oh,
happens to the product, we will repair it free of cost to you. The only thing
okay.
is that you have to courier it to us. So that cost you have to bear it. We will
Mm-hmm.
repair and send it back to you. So that is
Okay.
one thing which we are trying, so that this bag is not then going into that complete waste streams again. Now, the other part is that if your product is at the end of the life cycle, you can send it back to us. We will try to see if we can recycle some more smaller products out of it. If it is completely out of that also, then we have tied up with one more organization who makes fuel out of it. So there's a process which is
Okay.
called as pyrolysis.
Yeah.
So you can make fuel from that process. So we have tied up with them so that they take that kind of waste from us and recycle it. So we always encourage the customers, if the product is at the end of the life cycle,
Okay.
send it back to us. We will give you discounts on the new purchase so that you are motivated to send it back.
Yeah. So that
And
circular
we
economic
will,
kind of thing can go on.
yeah. So we keep doing that over the period of time for
Okay.
the products which we have.
Oh, yeah, that's great actually. So that there is a proper life cycle of that product, like not only taking into the market, we can also maintain what happens after the use. So that's great. So
Yes.
can you tell us like what is the like contribution because of Ecokaari towards society? That is in terms of what is the quantity of upcycled plastic you have reduced going into landfills.
Okay. So we measure our impact in two ways. One is social impact and one is environmental impact.
Yeah.
So because this is a social enterprise, so there will be both these impacts which we are doing. One is that we may calculate the number of the bags which are upcycled till now by the process
Okay.
which we have. So as of now, we have upcycled more than 16 lakh plastic bags, single-use plastic bag biscuit packets. Uh, so each kg of plastic, actually, if you manufacture the new plastic, it will be 2 kgs of CO2 emitted into the environment.
Okay.
So for each bag which we create, so it is close to 2 kgs of CO2 which we save. So it is only till not till the production of the bag, but if you see the complete life cycle, if it is going into the dump yards, from the dump yard, if it goes to the oceans, so there is a
Yeah.
lot of carbon emissions which happen across that
Right. Right.
life cycle of the single plastic. So we save it by upcycling them. So it is per bag is saving close to 2 kgs of emission. of CO2 emissions going into that. Now, the third part is what we do is we measure also the number of livelihoods which we create. Since we work with women and youth who are from the humble background, so we teach them how to weave.
Right.
And all these women and youth who are working with are not from the weaving background. So if you imagine across India, the weaving is done by the particular community. So you can name them differently across India, but it is done by that community.
Okay.
So these women who are working with us are not from that weaving community. So we teach them. So the other part of that impact is that the close to 24 artisans as of now, whom we have taught, who are working with us as of now.
Okay,
So there's a team
that's
of 24
great.
artisans who are working with us as of now. Thank you.
Sir, as you mentioned, you also work in spreading awareness in schools and other organizations. Can you elaborate on that part so that our audience can understand it in better way?
So there are a lot of requests which comes in from the schools that because most of the schools have that now one subject of environmental science.
Yeah, right.
And I think it's mandated also by the government that they should be exposed to what are plastic. So we do work with schools where we do an hour kind of a session with the kids where half an hour we will tell them what to do, why is plastic bad, what kind of the pollutions, how is it creating, what kind of plastic numbers are there, what they can do to save that plastic, how can they do those 4 hours, reduce, refuse, recycle, and upcycle. So these things. Then there's a half an hour question and answer so that if there are any more doubts, we keep doing it. Then we do the same kind of awareness programs with the companies also.
Okay.
Because a lot of corporates also want to expose their employees to this kind of environment, because now after COVID they have understood that environment is at a huge stress. So that's also helping us out to reach out to the more and more people.
Yeah, that's great
And as
actually.
of now, we don't charge anything for those awareness sessions because we want to reach out to more and more people. So it is completely as of now the awareness sessions which we do with that.
It's good to know that you are working towards spreading awareness, and that too without taking in profit side, you are doing it for a social cause. It's very good actually to see. So one more thing, there are many people who have the similar ideas of entrepreneurship, not only with respect to related to environment. On a general basis they have many ideas. So usually what happens is people take they are constrained by various factors, family, it may be their responsibilities. So I want you to ask, what advice would you give to someone who is trying to pursue a career similar to yours, so in particular to this industry?
The first thing is that they should start it as soon as possible, because almost everybody has ideas. But the
Yeah.
difference between having an idea and executing is that somebody started it and somebody are not starting it
Yeah,
in
right.
that case. So the first part of the advice will be to start it, try it out, give yourself a certain time, maybe 2 or 3 years, where you want to try it out if it's working commercially, because at the end of the day, it has to work commercially also.
Correct.
So if it works commercially into those 3 years, then you can take it out, start moving ahead. But then at the end of the day, you should have guts also to accept that this idea is not working. So they should come out of it also, because at the end of the day, both sides, what you actually said, that you have social pressures when you start it, you have even
Correct.
higher social pressure if you want to get out of it. That people will say that now he has already worked for 2 to 3 years into this idea and he's moving out of this.
Yeah.
So these kind of social pressures will come in. So you should be mentally ready for that, these kind of things. And I don't think so the age will be any barrier, so you can start at any age.
Yeah, correct.
So if you have an idea at 40, 50, 60, still try it out.
So
Might be that the idea might change the world,
yeah.
that idea which they have. Yeah.
So that at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what age, you're from which background you have. That doesn't matter. What matters is how we execute it, and also how early or soon we execute that idea. So that's what you wanted to say. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you, audience, for your active listening. You can connect with me on my Instagram handle at Namaste People. Or if you have any suggestions and insights regarding the podcast, you can mail me at prv480172@gmail.com. I will come with a new story next week, so stay tuned.